it's not very important for people to see you as a good person. It is important that you are
It's
good
not.
for yourself.
It's not actually. It's
Yes.
not.
And it's not always the right thing to keep the peace. Sometimes you have to shake things up so that things can change. Because even in your relationship, when your things are happening and you're not saying anything, so they build up and you become resentful. You become so resentful. You can even, maybe you have been such a good person and end up in hell because
Yeah.
you have resentment in your heart and you have been enduring and
Yes.
doing everything that is good except that
Yes.
you are resentful
Yeah.
and very unforgiving to this person.
Yeah.
And things become so amazing actually when you now say things as they are.
Yeah.
Yes, you now say things as they are. You say, whatever it is that you're doing does not make sense.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Today we are talking about the nice person syndrome with Lucy, and trust you me, it's going to be a really interesting topic because we have found ourselves in that place. Welcome to Divinely Inspired Media. My name is Sylvia Keremi. This is the healthy conversation that we're having today. Welcome, Lucy. You can introduce yourself briefly and tell us now about this topic that you've prepared for us.
I'm Lucy Kimani. I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah,
Yes, very happy.
you're
And
welcome.
I think we're going to have an amazing time. Yes.
This is something that I've never thought could be a problem at all. Being a nice person or a nice person syndrome, actually. I never thought there's something like that, yeah? Because we've been nice to people. Na tumetendwa pia. Now, tell us about a nice person syndrome. How is it? Is it good? Is it bad? What you have for us today?
So as we define nice person syndrome is a behavioral pattern that includes or entails excessive people pleasing, avoidance of conflict, and wanting to seem nice, just wanting to be good to other in other people's perspective, to appear good. That is it. Now, from that whole definition,
Yeah.
it's quite tricky because being nice, being good, are they the same? Because I believe most of the time when you're trying to be nice, you want to be a good person. You
Yeah.
want to show that you're a good person. Now, the difference is being a good person is becoming. Is becoming.
Yeah.
Becoming in the way that it's a process. But being nice is showing, like saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm so
Yeah.
good." Yeah. So you want to show people that you're a good person. A good person, you understand that it is about doing the right thing, because that is it falls within your principles, and that is what is supposed to be done. Being a nice person is trying to do something that you want to seem as if it's a good thing, and that's why when you're like suffering from that syndrome, you always like you find yourself in bad situations and you're like, see, I'm a good person. Yeah, so like you feel like you're entitled now because you want people to see you as a good person. Other people, you have that entitlement,
Yeah.
that they should see you as a good person because you are a good person. And so you're doing it. Why? What is the motivation? The motivation of what you're doing is what makes you a nice person, suffering from that nice
A
person
nice
syndrome.
person syndrome.
Yes. So, which is it's a very bad pattern because you really try to do a lot of things because it includes doing so much. Okay, some are good, but for the wrong reason. So because of that wrong reason, you always find yourself. The feedback is not always the best,
Yeah.
and you're always resentful. So let me just kindly say that I felt there. I
The
fell in
nice
that
person syndrome.
Yes,
The
I
nice
felt
person.
sure.
Yeah.
The reason why for me I fell in that category is because I'm a phlegmatic, and most phlegmatics and sanguines, those are personality types.
Yeah.
They are vulnerable to that syndrome because, like a phlegmatic, she falls there or he falls there because they have that need to keep the peace. That is for a phlegmatic. That person will do anything to keep
Keep
the peace.
the peace.
The peace. Just be like, so that nothing goes, to avoid conflict,
Yeah.
to avoid any kind of like I know you understand the conflict,
Yeah.
the way most people would avoid it. Now a phlegmatic is more of a serial avoider. So for the sanguine, they will also fall there because these are people who are outgoing. So they are used to the attention. So to keep the attention, they have to please.
Okay.
Yes. So that is it. That is part of it.
Now, why do we behave like this? Why would I just feel like I want people to know me as good? I do not want chaos. I just want peace. Why do we find ourselves not able to express what is authentic?
Yes. Personality type contributes. Also, it can also come from a background that taught you that nice things belongs to people who are nice. Meaning, you have to strictly follow the rules, even if things are not making sense. You have to follow that rule. That is why at this particular moment now, when you're grown, it's still there. Like you still have to behave in such a way. Like for example, if you're in a job setup, you find yourself, you're the one who is always you're always overworking.
Yeah.
Like when others are going to it's time to have a break or having fun, and someone says, help me with this please,
You're available.
yes. Because first of all, you don't want to be seen as a bad person. You have to, like, if it's your boss, you have to follow authority.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for cutting you just a little bit. There's a conversation I had here with someone else, yeah, and we were talking about healthy boundaries. Does it mean that this person, that is the people pleasing person or a nice person syndrome, is a person who is also unable to exercise healthy boundaries?
Yes. Actually, that is a big part of it. They do lack boundary. Okay, you find yourself that you lack boundaries because now you're not able to say no because you fear not being seen as a nice person, as a good person, because that is what you want to be seen as. You fear not being rejected. You fear being reprimanded. You fear to be seen as indisciplined. So that is it. Like, it is all about what people are seeing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why would I have all these fears within me?
Yes.
Why do I want to please everyone and forget that I need to take care of myself? Why do people find themselves there?
It is within every human to want to belong. That is number one. It is normal. So it is actually much easier to just
Be nice.
yes. It works for it seems like it works for everyone.
Yeah.
So there's no conflict. We don't like making people uncomfortable. So that is part of it. Another thing is not exercising the muscle of boundary. That is another thing, like you have said. And also just loving yourself unconditionally. There's something missing there. So it's also a part of a reason as to why you find yourself in that situation. So
Now let me go to you, because you've said that you were that person, or you've been that person for a while, the nice person, okay, to others, that is to your friends and to everyone around you. Did it affect you in your relationships?
Yes.
It
did. It affected me even in my ministry, in terms of where I was serving in church. It affected me as in relationship, at home, even at work. So because if you lack boundaries, and people will know, people will sense this person is overly nice.
Yeah.
And overly nice means they can take advantage of you. So for me, it affected me. I found myself in a space where I could not say what I want and what I need. So you know what that means, and we think that maybe we want to seem nice. What happens over time, and you may seem nice, and everyone will be like, "Hey, Akiana, she's so nice, amazing. She's so easy to get along with." But what happens is over time, you feel unauthentic, and other people will start to see
Yeah.
like you're not authentic. So you lose trust. Like you can't come and ask me how does this dress look? You already know I'll say it's amazing. Hey, but Lucy always says everything is amazing.
Because you don't want to tell them the truth. You don't want to look bad.
And you may even look awesome. Like, but you cannot trust me.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I will always say you look amazing. Like, I don't want to offend you. I don't like offending people.
Yeah.
So that was one of the major. It was a major problem I encountered. And another thing was like you also overgive. Like for example, in relationships, and then you become resentful.
Yeah.
So you're not authentic. Like so you find yourself you feel entitled because you are nice and because you go overboard for people.
And you don't understand why they're not doing the same.
Yes. You don't understand why they're not doing the same. Like why don't you do the same? But you're not entitled to their being nice. So whatever it is that you're doing, you must. So I learned whatever it is that you're doing, it has to be because it's not because you want to appear, but because that is what you want to do and that was what you want to become. So it's about becoming. So and it has to be within your principles. Another problem that you have is sticking within your boundaries, sticking within your principles.
Yeah.
That is a very major issue, and the reason as to why I am afraid to say this, but is the reason as why most nice girls they find themselves they get lured quite easily. Why? And they like saying church girls, but maybe I don't know. It's a nice that those people that appear to be nice, the nice girls. The reason as why they find themselves being lured so easily is because of the lack of, the lack of boundary and principle. You have your principles, maybe yes, and you want to be that person that is good, but as long as you have not exercised that muscle, of
I can't be this.
Yes.
I don't like this.
Even if it offends anyone.
Yeah.
So you find yourself you're having a conversation with someone, maybe it's a date, or maybe it's not a date, maybe you're friends with somebody, or you just met someone out there. You're having a conversation and you don't want to offend them. You just let them
talk.
Yes.
And keep talking.
And
And probably they're wasting your time.
And even the more they talk,
the more it offends you.
No, the more it gets into you, and the more that's how people get lured. The more you allow people into your heart.
Yeah.
So the more you're going to sway. Like every wind that comes, it will sway you. So that is a problem. That is a very big problem. And that's why also the nice guys, they say the nice guy finishes last. Why? Because they are trying to show this person like you're the best. You're trying to show this person you're the best. But this person is understanding. You are showing her like you're not. It's not that you're the best. You are showing that you are the best. So authenticity.
Yeah.
Authentic. So that's why you find these other bad boys. They kind of win most of the time because this person comes and tells you exactly who they are. They show you exactly who they are. So you kind of feel comfortable a bit because their darkness they have already shown.
Yeah.
So these are the person. You're like the kind of thing that they could be hiding. You don't know. So and it's only an assumption actually. It's not always true. Like even the bad boy will do a number on you.
Yeah.
But so is that assumption that psychology is what does not work for the nice person syndrome. So and I said like sometimes we confuse between being good and being nice. So being nice is about showing people that you're good. Being good is about it's a muscle, constantly enforcing your own boundaries, enforcing your principles. Living within your own principles and just becoming that person that you want to be. You want to be. You see, like Christ, as we may be finishing up, Christ. Christ, do you think Christ was a nice person or was a good person?
He was.
He was a good person. He was a good person. and he would have chosen to be a nice person. But do you think a nice person will go beating people in the
No.
it looks very bad on
Yeah.
you.
True.
In the temple, you go and start beating people in church.
Yeah.
So
He was a good person, not a
yes.
nice person.
Yes.
Okay.
So like there was a time even he went and cast a tree. Like you are not even giving me any kind of fruit. So
Yeah.
so if you follow his work, you'll see he had boundaries.
Yeah.
He said everything that was in his mind, everything that was true. That is what made him authentic.
Yeah.
He even called people hypocrites.
Mm-hmm.
He even I know you have seen him like in
Yes.
his
Mm-hmm.
in his dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think with that we need to understand that it is, you don't have to be nice. And I understood like it is not very important for people to see you as a good person. It is important that you are
It's
good
not.
for yourself.
It's not actually. It's
Yes.
not.
And it's not always the right thing to keep the peace. Sometimes you have to shake things up so that things can change. Because even in your relationship, when your things are happening and you're not saying anything, so they build up and you become resentful. You become so resentful. You can even maybe you have been such a good person and end up in hell because
Yeah.
you have resentment in your heart and you have been enduring and
Yes.
doing everything that is good except that
Yes.
you are resentful
Yeah.
and very unforgiving to this person.
Yeah.
And things become so amazing actually when you now say things as they are.
Yeah.
Yes, you now say things as they are. You say, whatever it is that you're doing does not make sense
Yeah.
immediately. And or whatever it is that you have said, don't come and say it here like that. You may offend them, and they may hate, they may dislike you now,
Yeah.
but over time, trust me, it's the authenticity makes you quite dangerous actually in
Yeah.
whatever it is. Even in relationships, it makes you even magnetic.
Yeah.
You're not boring now. You're a doormat, and you're always crying, "Why are you doing this to me?" And then when I'm good to you,
Yes.
and it makes you even at work. You not focus on what's important, and in every area. So yeah.
Wow, such an amazing conversation. Lucy is telling us, be good, but do not be nice because you might end up being resentful and end up in hell. I couldn't wait for me to finish with this because honestly, that is the reality of life. You end up hating people for things that you could have stopped early enough, before they just ruined your heart, blackened your heart, and made you a different person that you're not, that you are not. Thank you so much, Lucy, for that conversation. You always are giving us some really nice tips to life. And I feel you need to be coming here more often because mental wellness, healthy living, and generally being mindful of who we are is very important. Thank you so much, our viewers, for being with us. Thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye.